Morning, how are we doing? I'll tell you what, my Monday mornings haven't half changed, that's for sure. It's about 9 o'clock, day off today as well, got a day off, which is nice. It's been a really good week, been standing in for somebody who's been ill as well, so I've done a couple of extra days. It's, the mum's had a stroke, which isn't very nice, so it's what you do, innit? So finally got a day off today. I think I'm going to enjoy it as well. The Monday mornings, man, you got me walking around the streets of Tenerife, taking in the sunshine, taking in the sounds, taking in the sky and the warmth. Completely different to how it used to be. I think the furthest away from this one I can get, for me, is most probably getting in the car on a Monday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's what I used to have to do to get to Edinburgh, of all places, from 12 miles north of Newcastle. And it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm going through the back end of Northumberland, pitch black, most probably October day, November day, hitting a puddle of water in a 2-litre Insignia, going through some wooded area and aquaplaning for about 30 metres, giving myself the fright of my life, most probably hungover from the Sunday afternoon session, even though I used to go to bed earlier on a Sunday night. And then still having a 2-hour drive in front of me and worrying about what the hell, make sure I just get there in one piece. I think that's most probably the furthest I can get away from it. But now, I was going to say look at me, it's not about that. Now look at me, it's bizarre, it's great, man. I'm learning to talk on camera when there's people over my shoulder just over there. It's definitely changed, it's certainly changed. I remember having somebody, I've really struggled, right? I've really struggled how to get this vlog started. I know what I want to say. My voice is a bit deep because I worked last night, I didn't get to bed till 2. I know what I want to say and what I want to try and portray in this vlog, but actually how to get it up and running and how to start it has been probably the most difficult one of all of them, where sometimes normally I'm not too shy to talk, am I? You know what I mean? Hilarious. Seriously, there's no working, I'm out with the dog. 2 secs. So, I don't know the best way to go about this one. For me, I was trying to use different analogies. You know, I normally use it to swap hands. I normally use a different analogy. So I thought if I try and change the analogy on this one to try and portray the idea of the reason, not what I'm doing, because it's never about what I'm doing. It's always about the reason behind what I'm doing, if that makes more sense. So, let's have a think. It's most probably, right, you know, some of you know that I do a Facebook page called Rolo the Rescue Dog. And the idea of Rolo the Rescue Dog, it's got about 1,000 people following it, is nothing but to put a smile on people's faces. That's all it is. It does nothing other than put a smile on people's faces. It has, there's no monetary value in there, there's no monetary comeback for myself, there's no future where you think, oh, that might down the line, something might come to it. It is purely to put a smile on people's faces. I enjoy doing it. I don't do it as much as I used to, mainly more down to time, but it's the thought of people, when I meet people and they say, we've read your post, we read all those posts and we think they're hilarious, and you know, it makes me morning. I think to me, that's what it gives me that sense of feeling of good, and that's what's nice. Well, the reason why I want to start about this one is because the way Rolo tends to be successful is because when I write about him, it's busy today. When I write about Rolo, what I try to do is I try to look at it through the eyes of the dog rather than the eyes of the human. So I try and look at it on a different spin. And when you look at something on a different spin, sometimes it can actually have a fantastic effect and it can put a smile on people's faces. And that's what it's about. The week we've just had here in Tenerife in our family has certainly put smiles on people's faces. I had to get somebody else involved. I had to get my daughter involved.
Meg.
You remember her, don't you?
Of course you remember me. And if you don't, then yes you do, because I won't take no for an answer.
Yeah, I had to get her involved. The reason why I got her involved was because I needed her help. Shelley, Joe's son and daughter-in-law, decided a couple of months ago that they wanted to come out. And they wanted to come out for a holiday for 2 weeks. But they wanted to surprise her. So Calvin's recently just bought a car, so he was using the excuse of I've just bought a car is the reason why he can't afford to come over to Tenerife, which is a feasible excuse. I always knew that he was coming over on the Tuesday. So for me, the job was, how do we make the surprise come to fruition? Do we get him where we just pick them up? Do we drop them off at the house? Do we pick them up, drop them off at a gig? Do we try and get Shelley to the airport? What do we try and do? So I got somebody involved.
Meg.
And by getting her involved, I sent her a text. I said, it's a matter of a double bluff really. I said, do us a favour, send Shelley a text and tell her that you're on your way to come over to Tenerife to surprise me. The trouble is, you can't afford the taxi from the airport to the house. And the reason why that's more of a believable story for Megan, sorry Meg, but it is. More of a believable story. So Shelley will then say, okay, and she'll go to the airport to pick her up. She thinks she's doing a fantastic thing for me, when in essence there's a double bluff going on.
So Dad texts me in the middle of the day and says, text Joe and tell her he's got a flight booked for tomorrow. Initially I was like, oh, I've got a flight booked, I'm coming to Tenerife. And then he crushed all my dreams. No, I'm joking. My dreams weren't crushed. Just a little bit. So yeah, I pretended I was coming on the flight, but it was actually Calvin and Rachel. So Joe went to the airport on her own, thinking that she was going to bring me back to surprise Dad. But no, she went to the airport and they surprised her, so...
So the day before they were due to arrive, Megan sent the text to Shelley with those words, hi, I'm due to come to Tenerife to surprise me Dad. Can't afford a taxi. Any chance of picking me up? These are my flight details. And they were actually Calvin and Rachel's flight details that I managed to get. Megan sent me then a text saying that she sent it, so for the rest of the day I could watch what Shelley's reaction was. And every time Shelley then the following day tried to make an excuse to get herself to the airport without me, I could then double bluff it. So Shelley came up with this idea then that she wanted to, or had to go and get her nails done. You know what Shelley's nails are like, they're like talons. She's like, well, hang on. So Shelley's then like, right, okay, I'm off to San Eugenio to go and get my nails done tomorrow morning at 10:30. I'm like, oh, I'll come with you. I'll come with you. There's no problem. If I come with you, what I can do is I can go and do one of these walks in town and get the filming done. She's like, no, you're okay, I'll go and do it myself. I'm like, are you sure? I'll come with you, I don't mind. Still a Monday morning, isn't it? It's like, no, it's fine. I said, right, okay, no problem at all. So anyway, the day came, that morning, I took the dog out, came back in time, and I went, are you sure you don't want me to come? Just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. No, I could see her physically squirming of trying to make sure that I didn't go with her. I said, well, at least give me a lift to the top of Chafiras then, which is a couple of kilometres away. And she's like, Christ, I'm never going to get rid of him. So anyway, she dropped me off in Chafiras, I got me a couple of things, walked back. I left Shelley, she got in the car, and rather than going to town to get her nails done, she went off to the airport to go and pick who she thought, Meg up.
Meg.
So she thought she was going to go and pick Meg up. She then gets to the airport, the flight arrives, she's sending Megan a text going like, where are you, what time are you coming through? Because normally we do that, are you on the plane? We know exactly the timings. So Megan's saying to me, what do I do? I'm like, just tell her you're still on the plane. Because it's only going to be a matter of time before Calvin and Rachel overtake the surprise and then meet Shelley herself. So Megan, back in Newcastle, is sending Shelley a text saying, yeah, I'm still on the plane, just waiting for the steps, or waiting for the bus. So Shelley sat there smug waiting for it, knowing she's doing a great thing, they're going to surprise me. And then it's, actually she's not picking Megan up, she's picking up Calvin and Rachel. This is what happens. Because Calvin's in on the trick, obviously, and I asked Calvin to film it. So take a look and see what the reaction was when she realises what happened.
No!
Hi!
How Oh! No!
Yeah.
You didn't he? I knew he knew! Oh my god! The Megan's not coming
No.
It's us.
That's our flight details.
Oh my god! Kieran Stewart! Oh, that's great! Oh, they cleaned the room for you!
It's good, that, isn't it? It's nice to do something from a different angle, from a different side, and it is a very, very simple thing. We could have turned around and said, look, yeah, Calvin and Rachel are coming out, and then Shelley could have been really happy in going picking up Calvin and Rachel, but by doing it this way, it just seemed to make it that extra special. So that's part one done. What normally happens in our world, when we take a film and get something as good as that, you then tend to splatter it all over social media going, oh my god, Calvin's here, this is fantastic, this is amazing. But this was last Tuesday and we couldn't do that. And the reason why we couldn't do that is because Calvin's also thought about doing a second surprise, and the second surprise was for his cousin Mark. Because what had happened previously, Shelley's sister arrived in Tenerife a week ago. They do a lot of Tenerife trips. They arrived a week ago. Shelley's sister and brother-in-law, and their son Mark was due to fly over for a week, and he'd begged Calvin to come with him to Tenerife, and Calvin's done exactly the same to him, going, can't afford it, mate, can't afford it, just bought a car, can't afford it. So all week while Calvin's been here in Tenerife, we had to keep it quiet because Mark wasn't due to fly in until Friday. And then what we had to do, Calvin's been sending Mark messages saying things like, bring us back some Lays, because you know the crisps over here, you can't get them in the UK. Bring us back some Lays. Do you need a lift to the airport? All stuff like that. It's very busy for a Monday. Just playing up the pretense that he's not going to be able to go to Tenerife. So do you need picking up? Do you need a lift to the airport? Have a great time, I'm so jealous. All the while, Calvin's actually here in Tenerife waiting for Mark, who arrived last Friday. So last Friday arrives, the idea is Mark's going to land at the airport, he's going to get a taxi over to San Eugenio, Las Americas, to go and see his mum and dad, who are staying over there already, only to be greeted by Shelley, who sends him a text saying, hi Mark, I can be able to pick you up from the airport. And he's like, oh, thanks very much, Auntie Jo. Only to be surprised by Calvin and Rachel also being there, meeting them again. Have a look at this one.
We're going on the left side. Alright. You got me layers or what? Have you got me layers or what?
He's silly crying. You did that to me. Me, what are you doing? We've been here for 4
Jesus
years.
Christ.
Honestly, juice.
It's good, isn't it? It's nice. So there's a double surprise that's gone on there by people who are really just doing stuff about the day. Yeah, sure, they come to Tenerife and stuff like that, but what they've done is they've looked at it through a different angle and decided through a different angle, is to do it a different way, it'll actually put a smile on some people's faces. And that's what I like. That's what I genuinely like. I think that's fantastic. And that's really what the point of this video is. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money to do something different. I got a chat with somebody, I'll tell you who it was actually, it was Darren John yesterday when we were talking about this, and he said one of the nicest things for a surprise for him was when his son turned up from work last week and he bought him a vanilla slice from Tesco's because it was completely unexpected. And he's like, there you go, Dad. And that vanilla slice tasted completely different. I've got no idea what that was, by the way. That vanilla slice just tasted completely different. It tasted so much nicer because it was an unexpected one. And that's what's nice, isn't it? It's the unexpected ones. So you've got Monday morning, it's going mental everywhere, it's the same everywhere. But then it depends what you do with your Monday that can make it all that more special. Hello, hello. Hola, buenas. Beautiful dogs. That makes it all that more special. And that's really what the reason why Rollo's so successful, Rollo the rescue dog. In this surprise that we did, I just want to say thanks, Meg. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just make sure it's me on that plane next time because I cannot wait to get over. Bye.
Got to be proud of that daughter, haven't you? You've got to be proud of her. So if you like the idea of giving somebody a surprise that's going to cost you nothing but put a smile on somebody's face, I'm going to let you do that now. I'm going to give you that opportunity because I'm going to let you put a smile on my face. We've got 850 subscribers on this channel, thank you so much. But we're clearly getting over more than 850 views on each vlog. We're getting over 1,000 each time. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that button. Just once, it's free, hit that subscribe button. And the reason being, help me get to 1,000. Because if you get me to 1,000, by the end of the week, you'll put the biggest smile on anybody's face. That'll be mine. Okay? Have a great Monday, guys. Thank you so much. You know what to do.
Click that subscribe button to help get my dad to 1,000 subscribers.
When you know, you know, you know. See ya.